Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will share with you how I built the USS North Carolina BB-55 scale model. This 1/700 scale kit is from Trumpeter. Though the kit came inside a small box, the content was pretty packed, and the only missing part was a Photoetch detail set. The North Carolina served in the Pacific during World War II. Today, she is preserved as a museum ship in Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's go over the tools that I use. A pair of straight and slanted tweezers, sharp cutters, and fine brushes for pin vise and drill bits, a bending tool, a file, sandpaper, and super glue for PE work, and I also did some rigging using Easy Line. One thing that I learned from building ships, whatever their scale is, I always start from the hull and work my way deck by deck. So as a full hull model, this is where I started, which is gluing the top and bottom halves. But you know, Trumpeter, the fitting wasn't that good. So as a result, there were gaps. I had to add fillers and did a lot of sanding. It was custom for me at this stage to add the shaft and rudder, but not the propellers. Now, when I placed the main deck, the fitting was a bit better, except for the bow. It was kind of 1 millimeter short, so I had to make a small cut and fill it with styrene sheet. And then I quickly moved to the level 1 deck. Again, Trumpeter's fitting is an issue throughout, so it was critical to sand every piece of plastic, and the deck is no exception. For me, it's easier to paint the hull first before moving forward, so as usual, I gave the model a black primer, then gradually building my red hull color. I masked the area to paint the black waterline mark. So after masking the waterline mark, this is where the reference came in. I wanted to make the North Carolina in measure 22 paint scheme. I gave the upper hull a light gray, then followed that with navy blue. In these images, you can see my deck by deck approach. I have done the hull, then the main deck, level 1, and a bit of level 2. The logic is that it is easier to complete one deck before moving to another level. Here, I'm focusing on the main deck. After the black primer, I airbrushed the deck with wooden deck colors. Next, it was to airbrush the vertical walls. Can you see the oversprays? To deal with that, I brush painted using the same color. The walls get light gray and the deck gets the wooden deck colors, because there's no way an airbrush can get a neat line without masking. And if I did the masking, it will take a long time to finish this kit. As long as I use the same paint and mix, I should get a good paint coverage. At this point, I would then give the deck some washes, but on the side, I also did the main and secondary guns. These were airbrushed the same way with a measure 22 color scheme. The White and Cyan Model PE set is a marvel, very comprehensive, and has all the major parts for the North Carolina. I started from the center and worked my ways outwards. I first added parts that go directly on the model, like the railings. Meanwhile, I installed the funnels, remaining decks, bridge, and foremast, and painted the upper decks dark gray and vertical surface following the previous color. On the sides, I built the PE ladders, catapults, and radars, and made the crane by combining the kit's parts. The PE parts includes for the funnels, the main mast, crow's nest, and level 3 and 4 decking. The main deck railing went last. I repeated the process using an airbrush, then paintbrush for touch-ups. This is the later stage of the build where I added the propellers and glued the cranes and catapults into place. This is also the time where I did some rigging, although not very much, mostly in the image. The product that I'm using is Easy Line's rigging. The rest would be kind of minor, like, making the 50 caliber machine guns, adding the decals, painting the chains, and installing the Kingfisher. Making and adding the flags for the jackstaff and flagstaff were the last pieces to go on the model. Trumpeter's North Carolina is not the easiest kit, but I think it's great that they have full hull version of this decorated battleship in 1/700 scale. If you are into 1/700 scale battleships, but a bit tired of doing mainstream Iowa classes, then the North Carolina class is one of the many interesting topics that you can build. I do recommend the White and Cyan Model PE set if you want to go all out. I know it's expensive, but it is the only way to go. They do elevate the details by a large margin and make the model shine so much brighter. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope this short video can help you on your next model ship. Bye for now, and see you soon.